you ask like why KB, why now? I have like two.
And then
two
also why the
responses.
election?
Why the why the election? So I'll take it on like a macro level. So the Los Angeles, LA County municipality, and then LA, their budgets and the municipality, like how they govern, the amount of people they govern are bigger than some states, right? And so you think about how progressive California is. When things happen in LA, they happen in LA County. When things happen in LA County, they happen in California. When things happen in California, it puts a wave across the country, and that's a fact. And so that's why we have been so progressive for so long.
And everything.
I mean, women's rights, climate change. I mean, like we can do better at mass incarceration. We can definitely do better there. The housing market, of course, but just in general, when you think about, I think about when I went to Grambling. I studied politics because of the difference between living in LA and Grambling, Louisiana. Really? Yeah, I went to an HBC. That was about to be so lit. It was under-resourced, like legit. That's why it was lit, because there was no resources. All you could do was have fun. But I digress.
Hey,
I digress because I'm talking about. I can only talk about my school. You know
I went to Howard, but I feel you.
Come on,
I said I feel
you. Know Howard. That's like okay. But what I will say is when you have a black woman in charge of one of the biggest municipalities, the biggest budgets that are bigger than most states, you then have someone who can yield power with a history of coalition building. And I think that's important for people to like know. And so I can't stand people. Okay, let me not say that because that's rude, because I don't want to judge people and where they are in like politics. But I don't like when people base their full opinion on someone over a series of commercials you saw during the Super Bowl.
Right, because we don't base somebody.
I say the loudest commercial is always what we don't want, because that means they have the most money, and money is never on the side of people. Ooh. And so I think that is super important for a black woman who has a history of building coalition, who's from the city. She went to Hamilton High School.
Come on.
Okay? She graduated from Hamilton High School. Like, I remember going up there after cheerleading games to see my little boo in high school. Like, someone who graduated from Hamilton, who built a nonprofit off of, like, I started my nonprofit after Trayvon Martin died. Her with the civil uprisings, the political uprisings with the 1991, I don't want to call them riots, but to me they were riots. But like, with all the things that were happening after Rodney King. And so like her one idea of like what was happening in her community has now employed my own friends, been lasting over 25 years, and has had a huge impact. And when you think about the issues that we're experiencing, everybody is running on the same topics, right? Like everybody's running on crime now, homelessness, housing, the economic workforce. But really, like, do you have a history of building coalition to actually get shit done? And I think that that's one of the biggest differences between KB and everyone else. Like, yeah, AOC is the more popular congresswoman. And I'm not saying she don't get shit done, but all I know is like Karen Bass's track record is huge. Like, she's known for getting shit done. And she is a black woman who can get shit done, but she's from here. She's not, an outsider who's, being a political operative to move in someone else's interest. And you got to have people who look like you to get shit done. You have to.
Get your vitamin D right here with me and get excited